And here we go, folks. The All-Star Race Weekend ready to take place here to start off here at the headquarters for the NNSCRA Trenton Speedway. Today, our first event is going to be the NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series Open, in which two drivers are going to end up getting into the race by finishing first and second, and one driver will get in based on the fan vote, which was posted quite a while ago. So we're going to be showing you the starting lineup, and while we're at it, let's do it right now. So here's the starting lineup for the All-Star Open. 38 trucks to be in this race. It's going to be a big field. Let's take a look. Today, the starting lineup will be brought to you very quickly, brought to you by Speed Energy. Ray Wilson on the pole, alongside of Stephen Dillon, that's Alex Lozano, and Matt Dayton. Sean Galligan and Vincent Marsh in row 3, and row 4 is Angel D'Souza and Bob Fergus in row 5, Patrick Murphy and Kenny McCurry. Anthony McCurry lines up alongside of Jacob Waller, then it's Robert Cruz outside of Ziggy Bain. Noel Stiller to the inside of Jack Richards, then it's going to be Jake Cole above John Brace. Arnold Columbia lines up to the inside of Jarrett Crocious, T.O. Bain underneath Corey Williams, starting back there as well, James McLeod, he'll start beside of Mark George. Diego Brace to the inside of Adrian Brace, Jacob Rodriguez alongside of John Murray, then it's Shears in the next row with Lisa Shears on the inside, Dougie Shears on the outside, then it's Ralph Green alongside of Devin Wilson, Brandon Gonzalez beside of Evan Nugent, then it's Jake Berg, Christian James, and Kristen Worry, the rest of the field here today. Well, I am very pleased to say that I am not alone up here in the NNSCRA Studios booth. Got a special guest commentator with me here today, NASCAR Fan 328, better known as Robert Ban, a fellow NNSCRA member, here to bring all the action, along with myself. Robert, glad to have you here in the NNSCRA Studios booth.
Yeah, it's awesome to be in the booth with you, Seth.
Now, Robert, you've had a chance to see the track, take a look at it. You've ended up, I think, maybe possibly racing at it, and also you've ended up testing here in a truck, no less, with the rest of the NNSCRA members. What is your opinion of this racetrack, and what do you like about it?
Yeah, I think this is a very awesome track, and I think my favorite thing about it is that it has flat turns, well, almost flat turns, and that makes the guys like really have to hit the brakes, and like hopefully they don't bump into the guy in front of you, or they don't get bumped. That's one of my favorite things about this track.
Robert, what are the current track conditions that we're going to experience here for this race that could play out into who wins this event?
Well, the track conditions for this track is, well, you can see it's pretty sunny outside, so the track is going to be really slick, so these guys have to be really careful here, especially with the turns here.
Now, a new stipulation has been put in place by the NNSCRA. These drivers are going to have to make at least one pit stop. Doesn't matter if it's under green, under yellow, it has to be a pit stop. And what are your thoughts on that? I mean, that's something a little bit new, a little bit of curveball being thrown here by the NNSCRA.
Well, hopefully the pit stop will be under yellow, because then, like, everyone could, like, do it easily and everything. But if it's on the green, that's kind of a situation, because, of course, you know, speeding, locking the tires, coming into the pits, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, these guys are going to have a hard time if it's on the green.
38 trucks at a track we've never raced before on the NNSCRA circuit. Who are you looking at to walk away here with the win and one of the transfer spots?
Well, my pick for the win here will probably be Ray Wilson. I mean, he's been solid all season, and he's got the pole, so that's a big advantage, especially at a track like this. I mean, all this kind of stuff. See, he'll like there'll be a lot of wrecks, which will make him like be like around the top position the entire time. So my pick is Ray Wilson.
Going with the pole sitter, not a bad strategy. I'm actually going to go with a guy that's shown quite a bit of muscle in past performances, and that'd have to be the 6 of Jack Richards. I think this guy really has come off some good momentum. He just barely missed getting into this, or actually missing this event, and being in the All-Star race over there at Atlanta in that photo finish with Jake Rogers. I really think Jack Richards has found his place here in the Truck Series. I think he's got a great truck underneath him here today, and I think Jack Richards is going to be the guy that will go to victory lane. I know he's starting in the middle of the pack, but I still think he's got a chance at it. So the command to fire up the engines has been given. Cars will now roll off, and they will complete about half a pace lap, then we will go underneath the green flag. Who's going to win this event? I have no idea. We got, I believe it's 22 laps that we're going to be running here today, and we are ready to bring all of the action here to you. Ray Wilson, Stephen Dillon, Alex Lozano, Matt Nathan, then Sean Galligan. That's going to be the top 5 to start off this race. Remember the stipulation, a pit stop must be made. Whether it's under the green flag, caution flag, it really doesn't matter, just as long as a pit stop is made during the course of this event. If a pit stop isn't made, of course, the driver would end up getting a penalty, and I don't think any driver wants to do that. The top 2 drivers are going to end up making it in. Whoever finishes first and second, they will get into the All-Star race, and also whoever receives the fan vote wins. So that's going to be very interesting to see who's going to get the fan vote as well. Voting has been going on for quite a while. Now, I noticed something about these trucks. I think that we're going to notice here. They are allowed, with this large, wide straightaway, they're able to spread out, and you can see them doing this here. They're already like 3 wide and 4 wide back there. They're allowed to do that, just as long as they don't advance their position before we get to the start-finish line. Green flag is out, and we're underway.
Wow, they're all over. Oh my god, there's a wreck in the back. Whoa, huge wreck.
Mark George, James McLeod, Dougie Shears, Corey Williams, Adrian Brace, T.O. Baines in the mix there. Robert Cruz, Devin Wilson. Oh, there's Lisa Shears getting hit by Cruz. T.O. Bain there in the 4. Mark George in the 89. There's Robert Cruz, Adrian Brace, Jared Crocious. Oh, Christian James getting turned there. Looked like some damage to Logan Wilson's machine. I couldn't tell if that was him or if that was Jared Crocious. I think that was Crocious, actually. A lot of cars involved here. Oh, there's another car there. That was Vincent Marsh. They're stuck in the middle of turns 3 and 4. John Brace and the Geico Toyota, he's got damage. Here comes Angel D'Souza, Jacob Rodriguez. Oh, look at Brady Gonzalez back there. Oh, he got nailed by Jake Berg and Adrian Brace. Jake Cole was back there as well. Oh, Corey Williams nails him as well. Oh my goodness, Jake Cole took a real beating there. So did Corey Williams. Boy, there's a lot of cars that were involved in this. Nonetheless, we're under the caution flag with Ray Wilson leading the way. Why don't we go and take a look, see why we're underneath the caution flag. Alright, we'll see if we can see how this all started. Look back around Jacob Lawler, that 34, just behind the Pizza Hut Toyota of Patrick Murphy. Well, Mark George got turned further back there by somebody, I don't know who. But they're about 4 wide coming down here to the start-finish line. Maybe Robert Cruz gets into Ziggy Bain right here? No, Ziggy Bain turned Kenny McCrory up ahead. That's what happened there, and then everybody just kind of piled up back here. Look at Jacob Lawler up and, oh, pounds the outside wall. Jake Cole there, John Brace is there, Jacob Rodriguez. Pretty much anybody back behind them really would end up getting a little piece of this.
6 is tumbling there. Well, it was a little.
Yeah, a bit of a tumble for Jack Richards, the guy that I had picked to go to victory lane. Doesn't look like that's going to happen there. And, oh, boy, he's going to even get a little bit more contact there with Evan Nugent. Flip over one more time. Tom Weekly, Christian Worry, they were involved in it. Trying to look back through here. Jake Berg, Diego Brace, they got pieces of it as well. T.O. Bain, Robert Cruz, Jake Cole, a lot of drivers back here. I would say this was at least maybe a 20-car pileup here on the very first lap of this race. And, you know, just thinking out loud here, depending on the damage for these race cars, I don't know how many of them are going to end up retiring from the race as a result of the damage they've sustained here, but it is very possible we could end up having a very short field to finish this off in green. Let's see what happened to Christian James. I think he spun on the backstretch. Okay, here it is. Just Jake Cole really into the back of Christian James. These were a whole bunch of the cars that were involved in that first wreck, and apparently they were all clumped up together coming off of turn 2, and Jake Cole just gets into the Christian James machine. James, heavy front end damage already, so he was already a damaged race car, but it's very likely that Christian James, whether he spun out or not, he still might go back to the garage area with the damage he sustained here in that number 13 car. Here's another wreck that just occurred. It was Vincent Marsh into Alex Lozano here in the middle of turn 3.
Oh my goodness, they go right up into the fence. Man, he almost hit the speed channel sign right there. That was horrible there. And he gets stuck in the fence.
Yeah, that car's stuck in the fence upside down.
Then he falls back down.
Yeah, luckily he's going to land on all 4 wheels, but No, he's not. Looks like the car's gonna actually barrel roll. So not only does he get into the catch fence, but then he goes for a barrel roll ride as well. And it's a good thing he didn't come down the racetrack, because that could have been a really big wreck. Lots of other cars could have been involved, but wow, not a day I would think Alex Zano wants to remember. And then this occurs in turn 4. Brandon Gonzalez just getting into that right rear quarter panel of Jake Cole. Turns him up and into the fence. And for a moment there I thought they were going to save it, but Jake Cole kind of just goes into a slide there.
And I think that the 7 will get slapped here. Oh my god, there he goes. Yeah, he gets slapped right there, but there's a harder hit after this, I think. Yeah, here comes the... Can't see the number there, but it is the 15 there. He slams into the 7 of Jake Cole. Oh, that was pretty hard there. Hopefully he's okay. And I think that was door side, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Driver's side door hit for Jake Cole, and so we're going to have to get an update on what's happened to him as he comes out of the infield care center. Now we're about to go back under green flag racing. We're going to go through the field, show you who's running where. To find out what position you're running in, look at the top right to find out your name and everything up at the top left. So as we go through the field, right now, Ray Wilson and Sean Galligan, who are running 1 and 2, if the race ended now, they would transfer into the All-Star race. And then, of course, our fan vote winner, who we will be revealing at the end of this race. But you can see through the field here a lot of names that really could go to victory lane still. Could be able to fight their way up to even finish second. Do you see Mark George? He's 1 lap down. He's the only car 1 lap down that has not retired from this event. So there are still a lot of cars in this thing that could possibly get into the All-Star race, but they're going to need to fight their way up through the field here with with about maybe a little over 20 laps to go in this event.
Now these guys, they have to avoid the 89 car because he's the lap car. And I think he's going to be kind of off the pace. So, yeah, I think these guys better have to avoid him.
Well, for the most part, Mark George's car doesn't look really all that damaged, and he didn't get really that much damage in the wreck. It was a spin for the 89, but you're right. There is a chance, though, that there could be something under the hood that could have him be slower than the rest of the field. So you're right. They will have to keep their eyes open to make sure they're not going to end up, getting caught behind the 89 car. You see them spreading out here. This is exactly what they're allowed to do. Noel Stiller thinking about going down way down low, but I don't know if they'll want to do that here with this lap car of Mark George. One thing about Mark George, though, this is a good strategy here. Even though he's way back in the field 1 lap down, if a big wreck occurs, he could end up reaping the rewards. Or he could end up getting back on the tail end of the lead lap here under this run. You never know what could happen with the 89, and we're going to get ready to go back under green, and green is out. Ray Wilson gets back underway. Oh!
Oh, and already a crash! Sean Gaga, I think. He went around there. Oh, my God. 3 cars up into the wall.
Yeah, T.O. Bing, Ralph Green, and Devin Wilson all up in turn 1. There's T.O. Bing. Thought I saw the 0-2 of Noel Stiller. Yeah, he was up in 3rd. And there he is right there, way in the back now. Oh, wow.
There's Sean Gaga. Didn't he get spun there?
Yeah, I think he did, but I think he saved it. And this is a race down to the line between Matt Nathan and Ray Wilson. Who's going to lead under caution? It is Matt Nathan. And Mark George is on the tail end of the lead lap now. He finishes ahead of the leaders here under this caution flag. Wow. That's incredible right there for the 89. Let's see what we're under the caution. Right, so this was right up at the front of the field. The slower car of Mark George playing into this right here. Oh, Ray Wilson got a piece of that, but Sean Galligan gets into Noel Stiller there. Noel Stiller actually got into Mark George. And then you're going to see Diego Brace. Oh, nowhere to go for him. Stephen Dillon, James McLeod, they got some of it as well. Possible damage for Christian Worry in the 10. Look at the Napa car back there, 00 of Diego Brace. He got quite a piece of that. And then further back here, oh, that looks like Evan Nugent got right into Ralph Green. T.O. Bain got a little piece of it as well. And Devin Wilson, it was Evan Nugent that triggered that wreck. So that's why we're under the caution once again. Let's go back to the green flag. And it looks like pit stops are going to be the order of the day as everybody's going to come down pit road, Robert.
And this is what I was talking about. Now these guys can come under caution. It'll be less easier to get a speeding penalty, and it'll be more easier for the crewman too.
It's like feeding time at the zoo. Everybody on the lead lap coming down. Matt Nathan, Ray Wilson, Tom Weekly, they're all coming down pit road for 4 tires and fuel. This is a mandatory pit stop that they had to make, and as you say, they're making it under the caution rather than under the green flag.
The 52 car, since he has the first pit box, he might come out first, or might gain some position.
Crew's going to work on Galligan, just ahead of him, Matt Nathan. Tires going on. Stephen Dillon, he's on pit road. There's Ray Wilson. Let's see who's going to win the battle off of pit road. Will it be Wilson? Will it be Nathan? Will it be Galligan? Who up in the top of the leaderboard is going to come out first?
Looks like I get wrong there. He actually did gain some positions there. Oh, and he almost gets slammed in the back there.
So it looks like the top 4 coming off of pit road are going to be Matt Nathan, James McLeod, and then Ralph Green and Anthony McCurry. Let's take and go to a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Oreo Truck Series Open on the NNSCRA Sports Channel.
Drivers, start your engines!
Well, certainly the NCG MRS Discount Tire Series is one you're going to want to watch. We're already into the season, and it has been very exciting. A lot of really interesting scenarios, interesting rivalries that have gone on in that series, and right now, it's shaping up to be a really, really good season. Alright, so you're looking through the field, seeing who's running where. See Mark George there, he's back on the tail end of the lead lap. And there's Kristen Worry. She's been on pit road quite a bit. She's actually 1 lap down in the 18th position, but Kristen Worry is still very much in this thing, but is still, as we mentioned, trapped 1 lap down. So right now, if the race ended, Matt Nathan would be the leader and James McLeod would be second, which means those two would transfer their way in to the All-Star race. But we still have a few laps left to run in this event, and it ain't over until it's over. So Matt Nathan, James McLeod still have their work cut out for them, and you saw what happened to Ray Wilson. Not only ended up getting caught up in that last wreck, but also lost quite a few spots on pit road, and he's restarting all the way back in the 5th position. Green flag back out. It's Nathan and McLeod. Anthony McCurry back there going 3 wide. Oh! Ralph Green almost turned Ray Wilson right there. That was mighty close. But now there's a battle on for second. James McLeod all over the back bump, or actually make that Anthony McCurry all over the back bumper.
Oh, we have a wreck in the back. Oh, hard wreck.
First time we've had a wreck back in that boomerang turn. Looks like Lisa Shears got some of it, along with Stephen Dillon. Possibly John Brace as well. Let's see what happened. Okay, this was at the back. I think it's a little lack of brotherly love here. Ziggy Bain gonna turn T.O. Bain, his younger brother, right down into Lisa Shears. And Lisa Shears and T.O. Bain gonna go up there, gonna get the outside retaining wall there. And the big thing about this is that Lisa Shears only gets hit by 1 car right there, and that's make that John Brace in the 9 in the middle of all of that.
Good thing no one was that fast enough to jump up that hill. That would have been really disaster.
So a solo car spin pretty much for Lisa Shears puts us under the caution once again. And so we will prepare to go back under the green flag on lap 16 of 27, which means I believe it will be a total of 12 laps to go. Take a look through the field, see who's running where. How about Arnold Columbia? That's a bit of a sleeper right there. 5th place. right at the moment, but he's been up at the front most of today. He was at the back, I think, for the start of this event and had to fight his way through traffic. And look at Mark George there, still on the lead lap now, and he's moved his way up through the field very nicely. Got to be impressed with him. I mean, he was caught one lap down, got spun out at one point, one lap down, and has returned to the racetrack, raced his way back onto the tail end of the lead lap, and now he is running up there, possibly in contention. So a good run for Mark George, and especially with the season that he's been having. Mark George, we haven't really seen much of him since Daytona, and he ended up wrecking out of that early, so green flag back out. Matt Nathan with the lead. Look at James McLeod shooting it right up the middle. He's going to force Ray Wilson up to the high side, and James McLeod, oh, look at Galligan 3 wide to the inside as he'll get underneath the Kristen Worry machine. Literally, they were shoving each other, Ray Wilson and James McLeod there in that turn.
That is a very good turn, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that turn.
The leader, Matt Nathan, I believe, he is pulling away big time. And that's what he needs there. That is good. Looks like there is no wreck just yet.
Yeah, no wrecks, and that's exactly what Matt Nathan wants to see. No caution if possible. Good battle here. Oh, James McLeod gets squeezed up and into the outside retaining wall. Oh, that could have been a problem right there. But McLeod holds on to it. I think it was Ray Wilson that turned James McLeod up there. That was mighty, mighty close. And you gotta wonder if that little shove by Ray Wilson was a little bit of a payback for that 3-wide move James McLeod put on Ray Wilson on the restart. Not certain. Here's Sean Galligan. He's moved his way into second after going down that low side for 3-wide, and he would transfer in if he finishes in that spot. And he's also got a lap car between himself and Arnold Columbia in Kristen Worry, so right now he's just trying to hold his ground, but Matt Nathan may be on his way to picking up a win here today in the Oreo Open, and getting himself into the All-Star race as well. We'll step aside for commercial break and come back. You're watching the Oreo Open on the NNSCRA Sports Channel. Welcome back to the Oreo Truck Open as, oh, their car's on pit road. Brandon Gonzalez there, T.O. Bain is on pit road, Ziggy Bain's on pit road, Evan Nugent's on pit road. Matt Nathan is the leader right now. And I don't think the caution's out, so I don't know if a wreck's occurred or not. Well, let's take a look and see if something has happened. If trouble breaks out, we'll break in. Well, I can't understand why they're not throwing the caution flag for this wreck involving Mark George and Brandon Gonzalez.
Looks like they both get hard into the wall. Oh my god, that is really hard there. And now he goes rim riding on that wall, and literally rim riding. Almost the caution light there. Wow. Now he's gonna tumble, it looks like. Oh my goodness. Never seen a race truck tumble like that, honestly.
No, it is very unusual to have a race truck flipping and barrel rolling, but let's go back to the green flag. We're still under green, and I'm still not sure why. So we are on lap 19 of 27, and Matt Nathan, he's got a pretty sizable lead over Sean Galligan. Still, we have not received word why the caution flag was not thrown for that barrel roll for Mark George. I mean, yeah, that was more near the back of the pack, true, but why wouldn't they throw the caution for that? But nonetheless, Matt Nathan is pulling away from Sean Galligan.
He has been pulling away, and that is one big lead there that he has. Hopefully he can keep it there.
Yeah, now in jeopardy is Sean Galligan, because Arnold Columbia and Ray Wilson have made it past that lap car of Kristen Worry, and they're going to try and close in onto the back bumper of the 77 to try and take away that second spot. Oh, there is going to be a slower car up ahead of Matt Nathan that he'll have to contend with. I think that's Evan Nugent in the 17. And boy, this could really help Sean Galligan's efforts, because if Nathan gets caught up behind the 17, Galligan's going to catch up to the 21. So here we go. Just to play a little bit of irony here. Last year, Mark George gave or was actually the driver of the 21 car that you see before you. And here this year, it may be the Mark George wreck that's going to hand the win over to the driver of his ride last year, Matt Nathan. And now you see Matt Nathan has made it past Evan Nugent. That's going to be key for Evan Nugent right there, because he had to get by that lap car and not have it slow him up. Sean Galligan now going to have to contend with that race car of Evan Nugent.
Everyone is spread apart. Completely spread apart.
Yeah, best battle on the racetrack right now is for the third position between Ray Wilson and Arnold Columbia. But these guys, they don't want to finish third. They want to finish second, so they've got to close in on Galligan. And Galligan still has to get by the Evan Nugent machine in order to secure himself that second finishing position. Looks like he's going to try and make a challenge here underneath that number 17. He has gotten by. Now, the pressure rolls over to Ray Wilson and Arnold Columbia. They have to get by Evan Nugent before they can even think about catching up and battling for second with Sean Galligan. It's pretty much just Matt Nathan, Sean Galligan, Ray Wilson, and Arnold Columbia to decide this. Two other cars are in this mix, but they are both lap cars now. Evan Nugent in the 17 and Kristen Worry in the 10. Everybody else is way at the back here with damaged race cars. So pretty much the focus right now is on Sean Galligan in the 77. With a total of 4 laps remaining, Matt Nathan, he's all by himself. This guy really, he's got a nice cushion between himself and Sean Galligan, and look at that space. As you alluded to, Robert, they are spread out here, and here goes Ray Wilson, Arnold Columbia. They're going to go underneath Evan Nugent. Now the battle is back on for second. Can Ray Wilson and Arnold Columbia close in on the back bumper of the 77 Mobile Dodge of Sean Galligan? You know, it's pretty safe to say, with 3 laps to go, that Matt Nathan has this race pretty much won, but the question is, will Galligan be able to hold on and keep second place? Still, Matt Nathan, he's got probably, I would say maybe, I don't know, that'd be like 10, 12 car lengths, but Ray Wilson is visibly closing in on the Sean Galligan machine, so we may have a battle for second before all is said and done and this race is over. Coming off of turn 4, Matt Nathan's going to get the signal of 2 laps to go. Matt Nathan, he's actually had some pretty good starting positions, if I remember correctly, in the Oreo Truck Series, but just has not been able to get the finishes he needs. And obviously this won't go as a points win, but it's still a win nonetheless, so, you know, it'll be great for him to go to victory lane if he wins this race, which is very likely. And meanwhile, that battle for second is still going on. Let's follow that. Sean Galligan holding about 3-4 car lengths in hand over Ray Wilson. And they're going to come down out of turn 4. Matt Nathan's going to come down. He's going to receive the white flag, and this is going to decide it. Matt Nathan's just got to make 4 more turns, and he's going to transfer his way into the All-Star race. Sean Galligan has to hold off Ray Wilson in order to transfer in. Wilson, who started on the pole, slipped back due to some pit road strategy not working out. Stephen Dillon just ahead there. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. And Matt Nathan's heading into turn 3. Galligan, meanwhile, he's still got a pretty good advantage over Ray Wilson. Out of turn 4 for the final time, Matt Nathan's going to come down to the stripe and win it all.
To the stripe, here comes the 21 car. And he will now win here at Trenton Speedway and photo finish for second place there.
And the winner of that photo finish being Sean Galligan. That was mighty close there for second. And now we can award the fan vote award. It's going to go to Brandon Gonzalez. He got the most votes this time for the Oreo Truck Series vote. And so congratulations to Brandon Gonzalez. And Robert, I really want to thank you for being here in the booth. Really enjoyed having you on commentary with me.
It was fun. I had a lot of fun. Thanks.
So this race is in the books, as Matt Nathan will go to victory lane. Sean Galligan will transfer in, finishing second, and Brandon Gonzalez will transfer in with the fan vote. Coming up next will be the Mobile One Cup Series Open here at Trenton Speedway. Hope you'll tune in for that. Here comes the finishing order for this race. Hope you'll tune in next time. You've been watching a production on the NNSCRA Sports Channel, immersed with the NCGMRS. For Robert Van, I'm Seth Cole. See you guys next time.